Welcome to Speakeasy Spirits, where we're going to explore classic cocktails, their modern variations, and what you can do to make a cocktail your own. Today we're going to look at the Corpse Reviver. The Corpse Reviver refers to a number of cocktails using the same name that were thought to be a hangover cure or hair of the dog. So for the Corpse Reviver, we're going to use a London Dry Style gin. This is Esme gin, distilled in France. Coqui Americano. The original recipe calls for Lillet. However, the formulation has changed over the years, and Coqui Americano is much closer to what the original recipe would have tasted like. And for our orange liqueur, we're going to use this Grand Imperial. This is a Curacao-style orange liqueur. And we'll need the juice of 1 lemon. So let's start by juicing our lemon. The Corpse Reviver will be an equal parts cocktail. And so each of our ingredients will be 3/4 of an ounce. Add our orange liqueur, again 3/4 of an ounce, and straight into the shaker. Coqui Americano is an aromatized wine, similar to a vermouth, but with more bitter notes, a bit more of a floral taste. And finally, our gin. The beauty of this cocktail, if you're just getting started into home bartending, is that this is a 4-ingredient, equal parts cocktail, easy to memorize, easy to impress your friends. Add ice. And shake. Now we'll pour this into a coupe glass, and you want to prepare the coupe glass by spraying it with some absinthe. If you don't have an atomizer, a good alternative is to just pour some absinthe into the glass, slowly roll it, and empty out the rest. Now we will strain. I'm going to do a closed gate strain. You may want to double strain this with a fine mesh strainer, but I'm using a double coil Hawthorne strainer, which is very good at getting out the ice shards. Then you can garnish with a lemon wheel. And there you have the Corpse Reviver number 2. The Corpse Reviver number 2 first shows up in 1930 in Harry Craddock's The Savoy Cocktail Book. Let's give it a taste. It's very well balanced. The orange curacao provides enough sweetness that you don't have to add simple. Lemon and citrus the lemon and the orange give it a tartness. The Coqui adds some bitterness, and the floral notes of the Coqui Americano and the gin make it a very nice cocktail. Not something I would drink after a hangover. So our next cocktail is the Sunflower. This is a Corpse Reviver number 2 variation created in 2008 by Sam Ross at Milk and Honey in New York. For this cocktail, we're going to use the same equal parts of gin. In place of the Coqui Americano, we're going to use Saint Germain elderflower And again, our orange liqueur will be this Grand Imperial. So let's start with 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Three-quarters of an ounce of our gin. Again, any London dry style gin will work. You could use Beefeater. Doesn't necessarily have to be London dry, but I would avoid anything that's a sweeter gin or any flavored gins. 3/4 of an ounce of our elderflower liqueur. And 3/4 of an ounce of our orange liqueur. We will also absinthe rinse another coupe glass. Add ice and shake. You generally want to shake until the outside of the tin begins to frost and get cold. Strain into our coupe. And this time we will garnish it with some grated nutmeg. And there you have the sunflower. You have a little more sweetness from the Saint Germain. It loses the bitter notes of the Coca Americano, but trades it for a stronger floral note from the elderflower liqueur and the gin. It's an excellent cocktail. So now that we've seen how the Corpse Survivor evolved, let's make our own. So we'll keep the gin base, but this time we're going to use a barrel-aged gin. This is the Chemist barrel-aged gin. It's 45% alcohol. We're going to keep the Saint Germain of the sunflower, and we're going to replace the orange liqueur with an apricot liqueur. This works well because it has approximately the same tartness and sweetness levels, so it's a good replacement in equal parts. So once again, let's start with 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Three-quarters of an ounce of our barrel-aged gin. Three-quarters of an ounce of our elderflower liqueur. And finally, 3/4 of an ounce of our apricot liqueur. Once again, we'll prepare a glass with an absinthe rinse. Add ice. And shake. little strain into our prepared glass. A squeeze of lemon. And there you have our Apricot Sunflower. This doesn't have any of the bitter notes that the Corpse Reviver had. Trades some of the tartness for a little extra sweetness, but overall feels like a more well-rounded, balanced drink than the Sunflower did. Out of these three, this is my preferred go-to, and my wife's. This is one we drink regularly. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're a new channel, so please help us out by liking and subscribing somewhere up here. Click the bell icon to be notified of new videos. We hope to put a video out at least once a week.